with speed and agility isn't something that's historically associated with offensive and defensive linemen. But that's what a few hundred prepsters were introduced to at the second week of the Warriors Speed and Quickness Camp.
We have offensive and defensive linemen. They're doing all kinds of agility drills right now. We're running stations, so we're working on playing fast.
Speed, strength, agility, and technique are now must-have qualities for today's football linemen. And for 2 hours, Hawaii's football stars of tomorrow picked up tips on how to turn their raw talent into a package that could attract the eyes of future college recruiters.
You know, this camp is not only teaching us how to play football, but it's how to learn football. You know, there's always things you don't know about the game, and this camp helps it.
That's the first thing that we look at. Do they play basketball? Do they move their feet? Do they have quick feet, or are they just a big, strong guy? That's the difference between college and the pros. You look at all those offensive linemen in the pros, and they're big, but they can flat run, and that's where we want to get to.
It's a train of thought that helped camp guest and Super Bowl champ Jesse Sapolu earn 4 NFL titles during his playing career with the 49ers.
Like I said, we had a lot of advantage with the 49ers back then because we could run, but now everybody tries to get these kids to be a combination of a bruiser and an athlete.
So far, more than 1,200 kids of all ages have made it to the camp. And it's a point of contact that Coach Mack hopes will help build opportunities for Hawaii's kids to go to college.
We're trying to help them with all schools. We just, here at the university, we want to keep the good Hawaiian players here, and if they go to the mainland, we want to have a good enough relationship so they know they have somewhere to come back and play. Per capita, we have the most pros in the NFL and have had of any state in the country. You have the power inside of you. Everybody look in my eyes right now. That's why we want to keep our good players home and work really hard in Hawaii and Samoa. It's just great for these kids to have role models, have guys that they can look up to, and helps them in their life.
I hope you're all having a pleasant evening. First the kids, last week the skill position players. This week it's the big boys taking part in summer camp with the UH football team's coaching staff and a handful of former players. Now, throughout the history of Hawaii football, it's been the big local kids, linemen, that have built the program. And this provides a sneak peek into who might be next.
You look at all the great linemen from the Jesse Sapolos, the Mark Tuinais, to back before them, the Yanais, and it just goes on and on and on, and it's continuing. There's just so many of them, and there's going to be some out of this camp right here that'll eventually play in the National Football League.
Football in high school's changed now. It's going towards where college and the NFL is as far as being all year round, so it's good for these kids to get a head start.
Jesse Sapolo, a legend. Guy that's been there, done that, Super Bowl rings all over his fingers. I mean, just to hang around guys like that, you got to be excited.
Now, Sapolo was at camp this morning, along with fellow former UH offensive lineman Keith Ewan and Joe Onosai. Kapolei head coach Darren Hernandez, another former lineman at UH, helped out, and one of the campers was that guy, Kimo Makaula. Thing is, he's a quarterback at Punahou.
Playing many positions is a factor, you know, for me, and I think that showing Coach McMacken that I can do anything on the football field just makes him more as a football athlete to him, and I feel that playing defensive line will show him that I'm an athlete.
A big man's camp wraps up tomorrow. Warriors kick off training camp starting August 4th.